Hey guys, hello and welcome to a new video. Today I will be doing the VSTACK-Man case. This was the case for the last chance qualification round in 2025. And yeah, I did okayish in that case. I think I qualified therefore to the quarterfinals. But I have some interesting techniques to share with you, and those were the techniques that helped me to get quite some points, but I will come back to that later. Okay, what character is in that given cell? So it's basically an indirect, and to get the name I always click on the sheet and then you can simply track it down. 60 points. Picking up blocks. How many blocks does VSTACK-Man pick up? And the block is given with this symbol. And therefore I use a lambda I have. It's called easy indirect or indirect easy, because indirect itself cannot work with multiple cells or sheet names, and therefore I have a version that can spill, and sheet name is maze. And then it's a simple count how often there is the given symbol. So here, track this down, and it's basically you can see I found this on my channel, this symbol. It's basically a map and indirect combined. Count if s. And we're done. 2 levels done. 160 points on the board. You start move which contains a cell block. Then you move Okay, so this is basically unique, but by call combined with my easy indirect, indirect easy, cells are given, name is maze, and then it's a count, in this case 29, and it's 29. And since it's a dynamic array, we can't use count if. We have to use filter L if L equals this symbol here, and then I use columns. And we have everything in a single cell. So track this down, done 3 levels. Here, how many code block does VSTACK-Man pick up before hitting a wall, given the starting cell and direction? So basically those directions are errors, and I might use, or I would be able to use my error lambdas with new errors, because I have here special error list, but for now I swap it out. It's most often the simplest method to get, but at least the errors first, to get to your goal. Okay, so now XLOOKUP swap it out, And what I'm then doing is going into that direction for a unknown time. Cell reference based on not using intermediate steps. Borders are also not important. Starting cell reference. And now I make a sequence for, let's say, 20 steps, starting from 0. That is important, otherwise you would exclude the starting cell. And to get an error. No delimiter, sheet name is maze. And I can directly hand out all cells. Okay, yeah, we can also change this by making this to columns. And we now have the direction. Now we need to check when we are at the wall, because otherwise we might hit the wall here, but then see, there's another icon here. And therefore, okay, flat everything. Filter for blank values, and then use unique to get all the wall symbols. Okay, there aren't that many. I could have also done this manually, but you never know. So if I then have an X match for all of those, so let's see, X match C in here. We have a lot of errors, and then we have a number. So is number, and then we drop C X match to take C X match to in this, but I want to have the columns, and then we only have those until we hit the wall, and then we can use our filter method, columns filter t if t equals the given symbol that is up. Where is it? There. So far, nothing special. Okay, we have a few errors, but let's copy. Oh, there's also something. Okay, why is there lots of stuff wrong? I think in the live format I did it with data tables, but yeah. Okay, let's dissect this. Okay, I would have seen it because this is not an odd number. So let's. I know why it's wrong. Because I'm a copy idiot. Yeah, might be good. Okay, we have here a calc error. Here's some errors. Okay, let's see where those errors are coming from. Okay, let's see. No error here. T is IF, of course. Because filter is not handing out 0. If it's not 0, that's the advantage of COUNTIFS. Okay, the few are wrong. The zeros are wrong. The question is why. Okay, yeah, fine. So first, this can be also 30. Okay, yeah. So the issue was that I haven't put out a large enough number here for the maze. Okay, you always learn. Okay, I think I will data table this. It's too much to do single cell. Let's get the instructions in. If VSTACK-Man and debug end up in the same can't make. Okay. So the bug moves and the VSTACK-Man moves. So those are the bug moves, and those are the VSTACK-Man moves. Okay, so basically, okay, if this equals this, x match true in here, and then tick here the number of columns. I want the blocks or the block symbol. I put it in here, and then indirect, and now my indirect lambda comes in handy because this is a dynamic array, and I can use countIfS (25). The answer is 25. Now let's run the data table. Not good. They're never in the same cell. Oh, only once. Oh, that's also important. Okay. So first, if error, then 100. Then here, unique by column. Yeah. Okay, run it again. Okay, we have a few zeros, but okay, everything fine. So nothing too special on that level. Now, so now my strategy came in handy, because my strategy was more an accident. My strategy was overread the instructions because they were stated that there are those jump points, and without those jump points I was able to score with simple maze lambdas, I think all games except one. So it was simple, put in your maze lambda and you're solved. And that is what I will do first, and then I will show you the method I would use to solve it. So let's stay here. Good news, bugs are not moving. Smallest number to avoid all bugs and grab this thing. So first, copy the maze. Hello, working. Here we go. Therefore it wasn't working. But this will come in handy because I can filter out all the power-ups. If no, I want the addresses. If this equals okay, those are the addresses of the power-up. Now, again, a data table for level 6. Power-up addresses. We can delete this. starting points are given. The bugs are also okay. What I have never. Okay. Yes. So I think here they cannot walk. They can only. Oh, they can walk. I have never took a look at this maze in detail. But H, Control H, find the power ups, replace it with ones, replace all. And I thought they can only work on those routes here, but they can also work here, it seems. So yeah, replace all. And also replace this stuff here. I do this manually. And then okay, so I have a map. I have also those here and the bugs. The thing is, those bugs are not always on the same position. So what I'm using there is my block out maze. Block maze map with blocked cells. So this is the symbols blocked. Okay, I have an issue. Okay, no. Reference based on. No. So what I did here was working in those sheets. So first address of range. To get the addresses. Then if it's one of those addresses given, so if this number x match in here, if it's one of the bugs, then hand out an X for blocked. Otherwise, hand out the value here. I hope it's large enough. Yes. And so I have here now the maze with blocked directions and where I can also walk. And now this maze is a little bit shifted. So it's starting 41 rows below. And therefore I have to switch my addresses. So reference based on reference and movement. Row movement 41 down. Cell ref based on reference on movement. I don't know if this will spill. It will. And then maze solver move path, the standard maze solver move path, as I have told you before. It's not solving all levels, but a lot of them. And here the shifted. I'm not so sure about diagonals cutting. Diagonals cutting is allowed, or isn't it? Okay, something is wrong. 20. Okay, the maze is loaded. I have all the addresses. Oh yeah, there's zeros. If maze, then maze, otherwise also X, because those zeros are destroying me. No, it's still not. Not possible. Okay. V20. V and then 20 down. Oh, is this possible? There's an X. Why is there an X? V61 is V61. Oh, interesting. Those are all the references of the shifted power-ups, because we want to go to the power-ups, to those symbols here. They're fixed. Those are in here. I cannot go over walls, that's fine. Okay, now it's better be 61. It's still an X. Why it's an X? Restarting? Oh, V20. Because I haven't copied in here something. But it's still not enough. G12 is the closest. It's... No. Then it's AF53. Interesting. Okay. Let's bring some light into the darkness. Now those are the paths. We are here. What is diagonals cutting allowed? No, it isn't. Okay, it isn't. It isn't. So I have to work. Oh, what is this path here? Q path. I'm an idiot. I haven't copied in there everything. And now it's 24 and diagonals cutting is not allowed. So it's then min of this. 101, 120, B1, B4. Now it's calculating, and except for blockout map, it wasn't, and the standard maze lambda, it wasn't that much, and mostly all levels except for 2 are solved. And for those 2 levels, those jump points come in handy, because those jump points you can move or warp to the space on the opposite side of the map. So basically you can, if you go in here, you end up here. And there, from my understanding, there are not that many possibilities to solve this. And how I would solve it, or I will solve it, is with an iterative approach. Yes. So basically, I don't need, or I need this above, L6IT. So I have never tested it, and as you most likely will know by now, it's also the first time that I'm doing this, that it's that way, or not the first time, but the first time doing this case that way. So jumping here, we're jumping here, maze, maze, maze. Level data. We have a data table. Okay. Yeah, let's destroy this approach. Or copy it. Okay, we have to start reference. Okay, so and I then do mazes for all separate. Or not mazes for all separate, but a single maze for all of them with this as a 0. So if with my address of this equals this address, then it's 0. Otherwise, it's the surrounding cells plus 1 if the viable is if it's a viable path. So if this equals 1, then it's this plus 1. It's a minimum, sorry. Minimum of this plus 1, or this plus 1, or this plus 1, or this plus 1. No diagonals. Otherwise, something high. We will start with something high, I know, and then copy it. I think it's 36 or something. 36 columns and 36 rows. Okay. Okay. The options, formulas. Okay, something. If this is yes, I'm an idiot. Okay, here we go. So and that's the normal, not the normal column number from cell reference and row number from cell reference. It's a simple indirect and address, and then index of row and column number. Okay, and 120. Let's use example 6. Okay, something's wrong because it should be 24 and not 19. Okay, again, make it a little bit more visible. But you can't walk here because there's an maze 2 V17. No, I have to use this map here. Damn it. Anyways, since it's all starting from the same point, I can simply swap this out and then copy it. And we can still walk here, which is wrong. Was it wrong? Yeah, it's wrong because there's this bug here. V59. Because I haven't swapped out here for the possible paths. Now it's 24 as it should be. So, and this would work for everything the same way as the Lambda approach. But now let's go to the swap points. And I will make it a hard-coded way. I first have to see where those are. Okay, here it is. One of those is. So it's also the minimum of this including. And for that cell, it's also the minimum of this including. I don't know if it's +1. That's the issue. But it shouldn't go there from 0. Okay. So it's also minimum this +1. And this is minimum of this +1. Let's say it's +1. And this is minimum of this cell +1. And this is minimum of this cell +1. So we can jump from there and there. Mimic 101, 120, E1, E4. Calculate it. I should put there something. 30. Yeah, it's this last one. 101, 120, E1, E4. Okay, and now let's copy this over. Okay, we haven't solved it. Is it +1 or is it not +1? That's the thing to know. So therefore, let's check how far we are away. 18. 18? Oh, it's going 1 over. Oh. Because I think I have only made here +1. So it's going even 1/3. So we can also simply say +2, which will solve it. I should have checked, but yeah, in a live format I wouldn't have used the iterative approach. So 101, 120, B1, B4. $17? No, it's still wrong. If I make it +3. Yeah, because I'm then not counting this step here. Oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, of course. Yeah. +2 wasn't enough. So even if I would have figured out, I would not have dared to use it. 101, 120, E1, E4. calculated. Now we have solved it. Okay, that wasn't that easy. So now level 7. I did level 7 in the live compete format because different than now. I had a lot of time over. I had solved all bonus questions except one and all levels, and then I thought, okay, let's do level 7 and ignore everything that is hard to implement. And it took me quite a while, but at least I tested it, or I checked a few days ago, at 2 answers right. So sometimes, if it's in the event of events, ignoring some rules can also lead to, let's say, victory in brackets. But now let's do level 7 the first time fully. All 3 bugs are moved now. Bugs are moving now. Those are the bugs. Isn't of interest. Why? Okay. Can collect power-ups, which turn him invincible for 30 moves. Starting with the move he stepped on it. If he crosses paths with a bug during those moves, the bug is eliminated. Yes. Each power-up can be collected once. The first time VSTACK-Man ends on the cell. Okay, so we want to search for what is in that cell. That's the first thing we do. Indirect easy. So, is there a power-up? And that is of importance. This equals this. So now you can only use those power-ups once. So we simply check if he was on that cell before. Zero X match. If he was on that cell before, is number. So, and then multiplication. No, not multiplication. Multiplication with the inverse value of this. So if this is a 1, he can use this power up. Otherwise, he can't use because he was there before. That was stuff I ignored in my attempt because I haven't had the time to solve it fully. So I ignored a lot of rules, and it was somehow a viable thing to do. And now we check for the last time there is a 1 in here. So Xmatch, look up for 1 in here. And search from last to first. There is nothing for the first ones. Notice. Why is this -20? Because there should be a 1 in here. So it should be 1. No, it's still. Of course, okay, we can work with that. It's always one. Well, a lot of games. How many games? 200. Okay, and then we can see if this minus this is smaller than 30, because then he's still protected by the power up. Or is it the other way around? Doesn't matter. Other way around. D1 minus D12. Plus 1. Okay, here for example, he isn't protected anymore. Here he isn't protected, and it's exactly 30 after he stepped on it. And then we check smaller than 31. If error false. So here you can see he is protected, he's not protected, and so on. So protected. Turn him invincible during those eliminated. Can no longer affect him. Now let's see if he's crossing, where he's crossing a path with crossing paths with a bug. Now we can also say equals this equals this. If this, then if he crosses path, it's 1, otherwise it's 0. Otherwise it's 0. So here he is eliminating bugs. And now I want to scan by column. If the bug is active, then it's a 1, otherwise it's a 0. And it's a 0, otherwise it's a 1. 1 if he's dead. And then not. Can I turn 0 and 1? If not, yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, use not over this array here, and then multiply it with this and with this, because here it's then false and it is becoming false. So equals this multiplied with this range here, and then by row sum, by call sum. Okay, 1. And then we check. So here there's a bug that is active, and then we check if this and if this equals 0, then 1, otherwise 0, otherwise 0. Here there's nothing active, he's unprotected, and so on. And we have a 0. This shouldn't be the case. Okay, let's use here the example stuff. Move 20. He's eliminating a bug at move 35. There's something. Oh no. It is eliminated. Right, here 35 eliminated. 57. He is stepping on a bug. That's right. Okay. Oh, this was this was not the protection. This was active bug. And then if this is true, then it's 0, otherwise it's 1, otherwise it's 0. And now we have something. X match 1 in here, 57 equals take from here the given columns, and then filter for this symbol here. Columns filter this if this equals this. 46, 46, yes. I hope all rules are implemented. As said, the first time I'm doing this level with reading the instructions in total. But let's see. A lot of we are not. Yeah, of course. If error 200. If error 200. Okay, let's copy it in. Okay, this might be the level that will also write at when I've done it the first time. Without reading all the rules. Okay, it seems like I have a structural issue. 96. Yeah. Okay, but the question is, why is it 69? So it is saying we are crossing. I have to turn on the level. This is. I'm saying I'm protected. You might also end the game. The game will end on the same cell while we're not invincible. But I'm saying we are invincible. We haven't used this power before. This is dynamic, yes. Huh. Interesting. I am saying we are protected. Oh no, I can't say it's in those answers. I can only say we have picked up that many of those blocks. Count if okay, here. Really? Huh. Interesting. I'm saying that there are that many blocks left. How many code blocks? Oh. Is it possible that we can also only pick up code blocks once? That would be new info. Might be. Okay. I have the issue. Can only pick up once. So let's hand out, instead of the code blocks, hand out the addresses. Then use unique. And easy indirect. Yes. Okay. I have not seen you can only read it once. Interesting. Anyways, I think that would have also helped me with my approach back then. I think it makes sense, kind of, but because Pack or VSTACK-Man can only eat once or everything, but I'm not a gamer, so what do I know? Okay, still not everything worked. Yes. The question is why? It should be 116. I'm at 94. Not great. Okay. Screw that. That will mean. Okay, it's too long. Screw that. That will mean I'm also not making this bonus here. Or might do it. Yeah. So it might be not the right answer, but yes, nothing is eliminated, and sum of tick here, the last column. Okay. Okay, I'm never eliminating all 3 bugs. Yeah, okay. I have no idea where my bugs are. So feel free to comment down below what I've done wrong. Okay. count all the wall elements, count if. Okay, no, I should use count if s. It's 484. One code block has a slightly different font color. Okay. So what I did was replace based on format, and I selected a simple one. And one block was not replaced, and this was the answer. The bug have names. Answers from um, 6.8 to 7.6. So those answers. Char of this plus 64. Is it 64? This should be a B. Bubblegum. Might be the name. Across all games in level 5, some of all moves where VSTACK-Man was caught by a bug. Okay. Now we're not asking for this, we're asking for this. If it's not 100. So we're eliminating the if error. 81, 100, B1, B4. And we have the sum of moves. Okay, I said I don't know what is wrong here, so my approach is a little bit messy, but yeah, I will not take your time for longer, so yeah. See you in the next one. Thank you that you took your time with me. Bye. Okay guys, I'm back. I know what I did wrong, well, except for one answer. Well, I thought, and I did this with this stuff here, I thought you can use power-ups only once, which is not stated anywhere. So I thought you can use power-ups once, which you can use multiple times. And I haven't thought initially of you can only eat those code blocks only once, which you can do. So yeah. And also we can now do the bonus question, because here is the bug alive. It's therefore basically tick the last viable column. Let's choose calls, and then minus and sum. Or we could also use and. 121, 140, B1, B4. And the answer is multiple times. Oh no, we're at 0. 0 is the way to go, and in this case I'm saying 135. It's also 139. But I would have used the first one. Why it's also 139? I don't know. The answer is right, so might be that this is also a viable answer. 130, I have no idea what to do. So for me, this case is now, thankfully solved after the 1 hour. Well, I think after a until a mid level, this, well, so the level I did in the LCQR, it is quite doable. At a certain stage, it is getting tricky especially if you're a bad reader. But anyways, thank you for your time again, and now finally, ciao.